Like literally everything these days, AI has become a controversial topic. Dare I use an AI-generated image of a robot using a PC to demonstrate a point about AI? I'm criticised for not doing that picture for real. And then often when I do stuff for real, I'm accused of AI generating it all anyway. My voice! All I have to do is shift my position from the mic ever so slightly, or eat a particularly nice cheese and pickle sandwich, and my voice changes the way it sounds. Yet people are so paranoid, so against being tricked by AI, that they think my changes in voice are because I've used AI to generate it. You idiots. If I used AI to generate my voice, then it would all sound very consistent and uniform. I wouldn't have sharper or more muffled bits or a croakier voice when I'm ill like I am right now. I'm just pleased that I was on the internet before AI became a big thing, because at least I do have proof that I'm me. I see AI as a tool, because it is a tool. It's one that we don't know how to use just yet. Just like we might have had mobile phones 20 years ago, but we didn't think we'd ever spend all day staring at them, viewing endless brain-rotting short videos on them, and having our political preferences shaped by AI-generated shorts. Likewise, I don't buy into the simple claims that AI is good or bad. It depends on the people using them and for what purposes. So I've tried to be open-minded and experimental about how it could be used to improve my content. These days, I'm increasingly paranoid whenever I make a kliksphilip video that I've said all this before. So I did look back through my videos and I have found where I've talked about this stuff previously. However, there have been developments. AI has long been used to caption YouTube videos. It's been a real lifesaver for me too. I used to just upload the scripts I wrote for the videos, but as time has gone on, I've improvised and deviated from those scripts that I've written further and further, and once I've rejiggled and restructured a video of mine several times, the original script is completely wrong, and uploading that will only encourage endless comments saying how wrong my subtitles are and how I need to work harder to make them right. So then I'm forced to go through videos hand typing the subtitles word by word. It sounds easy, but a 10-minute video can take up to an hour to type. Because I can't type it in real time, I have to keep stopping and going back and redoing bits and So yes, an hour of my day every day doesn't sound like much, but then that's an hour less for anything else I want to do. And for what exactly? I don't get anything positive from hand typing my scripts. I don't know if it's helping anybody. All I get is criticism when I put an apostrophe in the wrong place, or where I apparently misspell something by using the proper English spelling. I get it, I shouldn't care, but when I've spent an hour typing up a script, I do care, because I've invested time and effort into it. Plus, I think it's all pointless when technology to do this automatically is only going to improve, and because I have better things to spend my time doing. AI is a perfect replacement for that sort of task. YouTube's built-in captioning has been pretty bad in the past, so more recently I've ripped out my narration audio track from my videos and run it through an AI captioning tool called Whisper Large, and it's fantastic. It can sometimes even get Counter-Strike Pro players' names right. And some of those can just be bunches of letters and numbers. I'll tell you what, since I'm using AI captioning for this video, turn on the subtitles and see how it does here. I don't know because I'm still making the video here, but it doesn't tend to like 3 kliksphilip. What about something complicated like AMD Ryzen 7950 X3D or NVIDIA GeForce 5070 Ti 16GB? Get Right. What if I put that into context by saying that it's a Counter-Strike player called Get Right? Zipnix, Magisk, Brexit. Sometimes it surprises me by getting things like that right, but even if it doesn't, I can still just manually touch those bits up afterwards and it just takes me a couple of minutes. Suddenly, that criticism I used to get in the comments section becomes helpful, targeted feedback to help me manually adjust my subtitle correcting efforts. These days, I don't even bother with Whisper Large that much. I just use YouTube's built-in captioning. As far as I'm concerned, YouTube's AI-assisted captioning has finally reached a level where it works as intended. My last use for AI is scripts. This is an area where people really overestimate what AI can do, and why you'd want to use AI to assist with scripts. Looking back 2 years, I concluded that it was pointless, it didn't do it in my style, and I didn't want to hand that sort of responsibility over to AI. I have since found ways for AI to aid me in my script making process, not to generate the script in the first place, because if I'm spending my time making a video, then I want to know what it is that I'm saying and why I've said it, which I don't think the people accusing me of using AI appreciate when they're watching my content. But a lot of thought does go into my videos, even this one. My content typically focuses on covering topics that other people haven't covered, of which AI is not exactly great at helping with, when it uses the existing internet as its encyclopedia. Something I do use AI for, occasionally, depending on the video, is when I finish my video script and then I copy and paste it into AI being all like, "Hey AI, review this script for a 3 kliksphilip video." Within mere seconds, it reels off a list of good and bad points about it. That ancient video that kliksphilip made recently had a script that was over 10 pages long in length, and after going through it a few times and making various adjustments, I became blind to the overarching theme and feeling of that script. So AI was perfect for highlighting phrases or points that I repeated too much, and it offered solid, if not inspired, suggestions on how I could extend or change my coverage of relevant subtopics. AI is really handy to use as a bit of devil's advocate. I would never let it control my script, as there's often multiple reasons for me making it the way I do that AI can't seem to consider, but it is good at highlighting potentially false information or poorly worded segments. Sometimes condenses quite long, sprawling paragraphs into a more concise sentence. But most importantly, AI makes me pause to question my own decision-making process. And this is exactly what you should want from an AI tool. That's right. I agree you shouldn't expect divine inspiration from AI, but it is good at covering the basics of a topic that you might be covering the specifics of, and it helps point out when I've neglected a basic point. See, when I'm making a video, I'm so caught up and obsessed with specifics that I can often miss the wood for the trees. And AI helps reel me in by reminding me of something basic that will be on every viewer's mind, and if I don't mention that in the video, then they'll just say I've forgotten it, when actually I just neglected it because I thought it was too obvious. There is a difference. Example. kliksphilip made a video talking about the battle with cheaters, and touched upon bot, or AI, driven players who were clogging up servers, and kliksphilip suggested that it could be a way of throwing off Vax AI driven detection systems. He released the video and people were like, no, those bot accounts are there to farm achievements on those Steam accounts. Yes, okay, that's obvious. I didn't even think that was worth mentioning, but had AI pointed out that simple fact, I might have just included it in to save myself the hassle once the video came out. Or at the very least, I'd have considered that. Yes, consider it. And this is where the controversy lies. I don't AI generate my scripts, but when I do ask for feedback, I read what it says and I decide whether to change my script accordingly and by how much. So AI does kind of dictate what is said in my scripts, sometimes. It's still very much my script. I'm the one with the final say. I'm the one who's set out to make that video in the first place because I care about it, but I do use AI to throw suggestions at me, most of which I discard, but some may remind me of a more mainstream approach to my video topic that may help me to make it more accessible to the average viewer. Often it tells me I'll go on tangents for too long, or that I repeat the same point several times, and I'm like, yeah, that's either part of a joke or it was a very interesting tangent and it was worth going on. Now, I don't believe that AI is just a next word predictor, or if it is, then so are we as humans. But I wouldn't take its opinion of my video script too seriously when I know that I've got to where I am on my own judgment and hard work. And I also feel like relying on AI too much would make my content too generic, too mainstream, and too easily stolen by other people also armed with the same AI. It saddens me that AI has become such a controversial topic, and that as somebody who makes more content than most people, I seem to be attacked and criticised for using it more than most. But I'm not using it for evil, I'm using it for good. I'm using it to improve my content. What I want is for it to continue to improve, and hopefully by the time the big companies start hiding their AI systems behind a paywall, the open source equivalents will be good enough that I can run them on my own system as a trusty companion that I can rely on forevermore to suggest basic suggestions to me. Different people will use AI for different reasons. I think if I use AI properly, then no one will know that I'm using AI. My content will simply seem more robust, more accessible, slightly better written, and less prone to mistakes. All thanks to my AI aide, who I regularly pester, send on wild goose chases. Sometimes I forget to read its finely crafted outcomes, yet it continues to work hard by throwing suggestions at me, most of which I ignore without a second thought. And I wouldn't wish that job on my worst enemy.